Mr. Chairman, Senator Whitehouse, I just find this extraordinary. And I find the timing of this to be extraordinary. I think most of us can agree that America is this big, wide, open, free, sometimes dysfunctional, often imperfect, but always good country. And we all love it. But we're going through a rough patch. Inflation is gutting our people like a fish. People in my state have to sell blood plasma in order to go to the grocery store. The border is wide open, and that's under the jurisdiction of this committee. Now, I know some folks think that if you oppose illegal immigration, you are necessarily a racist. That's not the way the American people look at it. The American people support legal immigration, but they look at the southern border like their front door. Most Americans lock their front door at night, not because they hate everybody on the outside, but because they love the people on the inside, and they want to know who's going into and coming out of their home. And I don't think that's unreasonable. We don't talk about it much anymore, but since the Affordable Care Act was passed, insurance premiums in America have tripled. We're not doing anything about it. We've always had people in America, unfortunately, who are too poor to be sick, but now many of those people are in the middle class because of our health care delivery system.
Welcome back to Liberty Trigger, Patriots. Today, we're breaking down one of the sharpest Senate judiciary moments we've seen in a while. Senator John Kennedy took the gloves off, exposing the Democrats' dangerous obsession with the Supreme Court. And let me tell you, he wasn't just talking about the court. He was talking about the very survival of common sense in America. Kennedy said it straight. America is still the greatest country on earth, but we're going through a rough patch. Families are hurting. Inflation is gutting people like a fish. He even pointed out that some folks are selling blood plasma just to afford groceries. Imagine that. This is what Washington elites don't get. While they play political theater, Americans are bleeding literally to survive.
We're going through a rough patch. Internationally, the world's on fire. The world's on fire in Eastern Europe. It's on fire in the Middle East. The embers are smoldering in the Indo-Pacific. You don't have to be Mensa material to see that this is all being coordinated between and among China and Russia and the Ayatollah in Iran. Their goal is to have Russia dominate Central and Eastern Europe, to have the Ayatollah in Iran dominate the Middle East, to have China dominate the Indo-Pacific and Sub-Saharan Africa, and be free to make whatever move they want to in South America. Look at the democracies that are being overthrown in South America. And that is not a world that is safe for America. But what are we concentrating on? We have decided, Mr. Chairman, to attack another branch of our government. Now, Senator Whitehouse, I don't agree with you, respectfully, that the fundamental issue here is bribery at the Supreme Court. I don't believe that. And I don't believe you do either, sir. I think the fundamental issue here is that there's some people that don't like the opinions being issued by the United States Supreme Court. And that is your right. I've disagreed with many of the Supreme Court's opinions, but I haven't tried to destroy them.
Then came the border. Kennedy compared it to locking your front door. You don't lock your door at night because you hate the people outside. You do it because you love the people inside. That's America. We love legal immigration, but an open border? That's chaos. Democrats scream racism, but the American people call it what is. Common sense.
I think you're making a big mistake here, Mr. Chairman. I say that with all the respect I can muster. And here's my question. No one in the Milky Way, with the possible exception of one of Hunter's hookers, believes that all you're interested in is a few documents. Is your end game to subpoena Clarence Thomas and make him appear before the Judiciary Committee?
Does the senator yield the floor?
I was hoping I could get
rhetorical?
I was hoping I could get our chairman to give me some of his
I'm
thoughts.
sorry, I didn't realize that was directed to me, but I will respond. End game is to follow the facts. We cannot accumulate the facts without the cooperation of the witnesses. When the witnesses, after repeated attempts to appeal to them, failed to produce these facts and documents, we've turned to a subpoena. But I can tell you it's after a long, arduous journey, done everything we can to try to get their voluntary cooperation.
Well, Mr. Chairman, do you believe we can subpoena Clarence Thomas?
I haven't addressed that issue either
Well,
privately
we
or
have.
publicly.
And don't forget health care. Since Obamacare, premiums have tripled. Middle-class families are now too poor to be sick. Kennedy said it. Washington has turned its back on ordinary Americans. They don't care if you're drowning in medical bills because they've got their government perks. Meanwhile, you're left holding the bag. And while all this is happening, the world is on fire. Eastern Europe, burning. The Middle East, exploding. The Indo-Pacific, smoldering. China, Russia, Iran, they're coordinating. They want to dominate the world while America looks away. Kennedy said it. This isn't a safe world for America. But what are Democrats doing? Attacking the Supreme Court. Priorities completely upside down. Kennedy cut through the nonsense. This isn't about bribery. This isn't about documents. This is about Democrats hating the court's rulings. He even asked if the endgame was subpoenaing Clarence Thomas. And let's be real, no one in the Milky Way believes it's just about facts. It's about raw power. If they can destroy the court, they can destroy the Constitution. Patriots, here's the truth. While Washington obsesses over power games, Americans can't afford food, gas, or health care. Our borders are broken. The world is more dangerous. And Senator John Kennedy exposed it all in one fiery takedown. If you believe in protecting our Constitution, if you believe in border security, if you believe in American strength, then hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. The truth needs to be louder than the lies. God bless Senator Kennedy. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.